Is it audible now? I think the input device was wrong. So I think it will be audible right now. Hopefully it will be audible right now. Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Okay, so I just change my speaker line. Are you able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me now? Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, thanks all. One sec. Okay, so today is the day one of Redux Beginners to Advanced. So Redux is like, you should know React, then only you can. A lot of people know, I think, React. Okay, so it will not be an issue for them. If you don't know React, it will be, and as well as attendance will be taken. Attendance will be given at the end. One sec, and we'll start in 1 second. And let me Redux Beginners to Advanced. Okay, so let me share my screen now. Okay, so the way I teach Redux is first teaching Redux as a Redux means not Redux is mainly used with React. Okay, it cannot be used. Most of the use cases are with React, but Redux people find very difficult because they don't use it, like they don't know why it is working like that. So how I teach this thing is like, first I teach Redux on its own, because Redux is a third-party tool which integrates with React, and you can use Redux on its own. It is not required that React should be used with it. Okay, so React is not it is not compulsory to have. You can use it with Angular also, but nobody uses with Angular, so you can use it with anything. Okay, so it's a state management library. Okay, it's a state management library in React, small application. Okay, state management library, it is state, but the main thing is that to pass data from one place to another, what is something which the context API also do, passing data from one place to another. Okay, and that is done very well with Redux because it has got a central kind of a store in which some data or a state, global state, this is not a local state I'm talking about, in which a global something can be maintained, and it's behave like a state because you can change it also and you can read it also. In other places what happens, you cannot like change it, and you cannot like change it. Okay, if you use context API you cannot change it. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, so now let's get started. And what I have here right now, I have like a terminal, and I will going to build my first Redux project, and it will be from the means it will be like we are going to create something in the range of Node.js kind of application, because I'm not going to start with React first. So later on, after this is complete, we are going to create a proper React app, npx create React app React, and then we are going to add Redux to it. Okay, the first, let us understand like this. So for that, what I have to do, I have to get anything like mkdir Redux demo. I will do cd Redux demo, and I will do npm init -y, npm init -y I'll do. So it will create a empty package.json file. So when you create an empty package.json file, what happens? See what happens when you create a package.json file? You can add node modules to it, because that is one of the things which we need to do. We need to add a node modules, and the most important node module is Redux. So we're going to install this npm I Redux in it. So Redux will be installed here, and I will open it with VS Code. Okay, and one thing is there that this thing will not have much GUI. So let me do one thing. Let me, okay, get a bit smaller. I'm going to come here anyways later on. So let me make my VS Code only a bit larger. So we don't have any GUI here, so no need for any website or something right now. When you're going to do React thing, then we're going to have some GUI. So it is okay. So like this much is okay. I increase the font size, and now we are going to have one. So this is this package.json. Package.json is okay. What is happening? What just happened? Okay, so this package.json, see, there is a index.js. It is telling the index.js will start the file. So we'll start with from index.js only. So I'll right click, new file, index.js. I'll do, and here we'll start with this. And in this there is Redux install for version whatever it is. So here I'm here, and now. So the main thing is the Redux core concept is like Redux have a thing like okay, let me show a diagram like what does Redux have. Okay, okay. So Redux have these things. Okay, so right now, as I've told, we are going to do it through a JavaScript app. We are not going to do it through a React app. So it has got a JavaScript app. Okay, then it will have have an action creator. And from the JavaScript app, something will be dispatched. Some action will be dispatched to this action creator. Action creator will be connected to a reducer, and the reducer will be connected to a Redux store. It is a central location, and again, this JavaScript app is subscribed to it. So whatever the state got changed with this action, the JavaScript app will get that state. Okay, that is the main thing. JavaScript app will get that state, and it can be different component which is getting this state. It can be different component which is passing this state. All of these things will be clear when we do it through a React app, but right now we are going to do it through a pure Redux app, pure Node.js. In the pure Node.js, not like the Node.js heavy code are there. No, it is not like that. So first thing is that we have to create all these things. Okay, the first thing which we are going to create is action creator. Okay, and it is like that. We are going to create something like a, suppose a store is there. A storekeeper just opened a store and he's selling X. He's selling X, and he has got some number of X. He's selling those X. Now what is happening? So we are going to create that store. So suppose in Redux, always it's happened like const. You should have a constant. Okay, so by egg equal to by egg like this. I'll have then function by egg is like equal to return type by egg. So there should be a return type. Okay, and info will be like by in egg. So what I'm having here, so this function is a special kind of function, and this is known as an action creator. This is known as an action creator, which for in our case, as I've told, a shopkeeper is selling egg. So this is a action for buying egg. So suppose someone comes and he wants to buy egg, so this action will be there. So this is known as this action creator. This action creator is there. So okay. So now what we will have, we'll have a major concept of Redux, which is known as reducer. So what are these reducers? So reducer have some initial state will be there in the reducer, and we are going to add this action creator, and we are going to change that state. So suppose, as I told, this shopkeeper is there. Suppose the shopkeeper have 100x. So what will happen? So const initial state equal to num of x is like not 0, it is 100. Suppose 100x are there in the shop. Okay, so like this it is there. Now I will have a const of reducer equal to c. Now again, I'm going to use a lot of ES6 concept, as I have told. So this is the ES6 concept, initial state, default parameter. I'm taking default parameter. Initial state means number of x is 100. Okay, and I will have this action creator. Okay, after that I will have a switch case. Again switch case, as I've told, the switch cases are used a lot here. Okay, and it will be like switch case will be like -1. So it will be like switch case is like action dot type. So some action will come. What is the action? Action is this thing. This thing will come here. It will come in a way. We're soon going to see the whole thing, whole logic we are going to see, and it will be clear. So this reducer is there. In this state of initial state is there. It's a default parameter. Initial state is 100, and some action is coming. Action is coming from here. Action will be like buy egg. So buy egg will be there. Some action will come. Then return dot state. See, I'm using this what is it is known as spread operator. So we are soon going to have much more states, because the shopkeeper is soon going to sell something else also. So if some other state is there, it will do dot state, and then nums of x is this equal to state dot nums of x. Yeah, you have to use a state variable here, state dot nums of x -1, and then default is return state. So you have to do it like this. So this is the reducer. Okay, so now we will have the main logic of the Redux. Okay, Redux store and all these things we are going to have, and for that we need to have some functions, have some imports from your Redux. So let us do that. Okay, it will be like const Redux equal to require Redux, and const create store equal to Redux dot create store. So this both of these functions are given to us by Redux because we have installed Redux. Redux equal to required Redux, and create store equal to Redux dot create store is there. Now after that I will come here and towards the end here, and I have to create this store. So I will create this store like const store equal to create store and reducer, and then I'll have a console dot log of initial state is store dot get state. Store dot get state is there. So get state is again some function which is given to us by Redux. Okay, because I have this store already, create store is also already there, and from this create store I've created this store, and then store dot get state will give me the current state right now. Okay, then I will have store dot subscribe, store dot subscribe, and console.log, and updated state is store dot get state. Okay, store dot get state. Again I'm doing, but this subscribe will come at a different time. We are going to see that. Okay, so that is there, and now let me have this const on subscribe unsubscribe equal to store dot subscribe, and that is console.log and updated state. I'm doing on this unsubscribe because soon I'm going to use the unsubscribe. If you subscribe something, you have to unsubscribe also. So now how to use this by X? Okay, so it will use by X like store dot by. I'm going to explain. Okay, store dot dispatch and by egg. So I'm going to have this two times, so dot dispatch by egg, and then unsubscribe like this. I have to do save it. Now what will happen? Now I have to run this thing. Okay, I'll run this thing and I will explain how it is all working, because this is one of the main concept of your Redux. The node, and it will be make it a bit bigger, node and index. So this is how you run a simple node.js page. This is not having some routes or something, simple. Okay, so what it is doing, it is giving me initial state, number of initial state is coming from here, store.get state. Updated state is 99 and updated state is 98, but this line doesn't runs after this line. So how does it run? So initial state is getting, so initial state is store.get state. Store.get state will be done. So the initial state, this one 100 will be there. Then it will come here and subscribe. So subscribe is what? Subscribe is like where I was. Okay, subscribe is like I'm subscribed to this. Just this statement means that I'm subscribed to any event which is happening. So I'm subscribed to that. Okay, so that is happening. So now what is there? Okay, so after that what will happen? It is subscribed, but this statement is not running here. Dispatch by egg is there. So dispatch is again a function from Redux. So dispatch by egg is run. So I will go to this by egg. So it will open like this. Dispatch by egg will open like this, and it will do this return. Okay, return by egg, and this is known as the action creator. Dispatch return by egg, and this is there. So whenever an action creator is fired, what happens? It is somewhat magically connected to this reducer. How it is connected? Because of the Redux login. Whenever this function by egg is called, it will go here to the reducer. It is connected to the reducer. It is connected to the reducer. It is connected to the reducer. See this line? It is connected to the reducer. So it is connected to the reducer. So what is happening? So it is going here, and as I told, the initial state is right now 100. Action will be taken. Action will be taken, which is the by egg. So whenever the by egg action is taken, dot state, it is like 100 only. It is like 100 only. Answer. Okay, dot state. It is like So okay, so dot state is there, and one sec. One sec. Yeah. So this is there, and this biag is so this biag, it will come to this biag, and then see what will happen is it will come to this biag, and biag will be there, and then num of x is state dot terms of x minus 1 will be done. Okay, so this minus 1 will be done, and it will become 99, and the moment it become 99, this is to subscribe. So moment some state changes, it will show me this updated state, store dot get state will be done, and it will show me 99. Again I am doing this dispatch by x, dispatch by x is done. So now see again what will happen, dispatch by x is done, then it will again come here, state dot nums of x minus 1, it is right now it is 99, it will become 98. So that is also one of the benefit of Redux. See what is then, it's maintain a global state. It is not possible in context API. A lot of people will say you context API is a replacement of Redux. No, it's not. A global state has been maintained. Here a global state I'm maintaining, which is 100, from 100 it will become 99, 99 it will become 98. So it is like that, and then it is running like that. After that I'll do answer. So this is how this is the main concept of your Redux, main concept of your Redux. So that is there, and now that is a very simple concept, but this is very important to understand. Okay, this is very important to understand. Okay, someone just called. Okay, so that is there, and okay, so yeah, so attendance. Okay, 1 second. Attendance will be done at the. Okay, so that is there. Now what we need to do, we need to see some advanced topics, and one thing is that I'm going to convert all of this in a React app, and then you're going to see that all of this will fit so well. Because Redux is a very complicated topic, when people directly teach this with React, people get even more confused. But I have created it all in one file. In React, what will happen, everything will go to its own file. This action creator will go to its own file, this state will go to its own file, this reducer will go to its own file, this store will go to its own file, and that's how it will be connected. Okay, so that is a very important thing. Okay, so that is there, and so let us one sec, let us okay, let us make this thing a bit more complicated. Okay, one sec, where is my 2.1? Okay, so we'll make this thing a bit more complicated with what, with multiple reducers. As I've told, the shopkeeper will not always sell eggs. Suppose he's selling egg and his shop is become big, and he started selling chicken also. So now what will happen, and now what will happen, I'm going to start selling chicken also. So now const by chicken. So again we are going to do the same thing, is equal to by chicken. Then after that I'm going to come here, and I will have a new function. So let us do that, and a function by is like this, and it will again see, you will see again the same pattern will be there. Okay, return by chicken, buying chicken. But now the thing is will be there in this thing. First I will have another thing. Okay, nums of x comma nums of chickens is like 10. Okay, 10, only 10. Okay, yeah, only 10 chickens. So now I'm going to have another case. So this is why we use a switch case. I'm going to have another case now. So I'm going to have this like case by chicken is like return, and dot 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 state. Now it is very important. I told when I was teaching ES6, I was telling to people that ES6 is very, very important. Okay, you have to learn because of that. So that is there, and state is there, and then nums of chickens is nums of state or nums of chicken minus 1, and then it's like this, it is there, and then let us have only one more thing here. So this is done. We are going to have only one more thing here, which is a store store dot dispatch, and by checking we're going to have save it. Okay. Hi all. So already saying hi. So this is there. Now what will happen? See, now the same thing will happen what I told earlier. See now, but it has got two states. So a state is an object, initial state is an object. So first the byte egg is gone. Then it is first thing is that state it will get it is 110. And then it is like first thing is going as by x, so it will become 99 and 10. Then again a by x is going, so it will become 90 to 10. And then the last this by chicken will go, and again the same thing will happen. This by chicken will go here to the action creator. Action creator magically links with the reducer. Reducer it is linked, but it will run the second by chicken thing, and dot state it will run, and it will do its -1 or do it -1, and then it will be like this. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, so it runs like this. So that is there. But the one thing is that people don't like too much easy things, and React people and also didn't like this too much easy thing. This is also very easy. Okay, so what they did, and that actually it is very much important when we are going to see a React project, because in React project you're going to see that everything is a different file. So what we are going to do, we need something known as a combined reducer. So in the React project, what will happen, React Redux project, what will happen, the reducers will be different. So let us try to do that, because the combined reducer concept is there. So combined reducers, everything we will now again we are going to divide. Okay, again we are going to divide. This functions are different. Okay, but I'm going to have some different states there. Like this initial state is like this. So I'm going to have here. I'm going to have this initial egg state. Egg state will be like number of eggs. And initial chicken state is like number of chickens, like this. Okay, so this will be there. Now I will have not one reducer. Now I will have actually two reducers, two different reducers. Generally we group all the reducers together. Means it is not like this. This is a very small case, but we generally group all the reducers together. So one of them will be like egg reducer, and it will not have, it will have this initial state. It will have this initial egg state, and so this is the egg reducer. I don't have this chicken thing, so I'll remove it. Now similarly this one will be chicken reducer, and initial chicken state like an action type by chicken will be there, and it will be like this by chicken, and it will be like this. Okay, so now we don't have a reducer right now. Okay, we have a chicken reducer and an egg reducer. So now what will happen, we have to import something again from the Redux, which is known as combined reducer. Okay, so I'll come here and do the const combine reducers equal to Redux.combine reducer. Redux.combine reducer are done. Now I will come here to this. I'll have a new function here. Okay, so const root reducer equal to combine reducer. And now I will have something as different egg. Egg is like this, egg reducer, and chicken will be like the chicken reducer, and I will close it. So this will be like this. Root reducer is combining both the reducers. So I will do this root reducer, and this root reducer will be called here right now. Okay, so now let me save it, and now we'll see again how it runs. See now how it runs. It runs in a different way. Okay, all those logic will be like same, only the reducers we have changed. But see now, this was earlier a complete object was there, which is having numbers of x and numbers of chicken. Here it is like a in object, inside object there is another object, another key is there, and the value is this. Another key is there, value is this. This happened because we make like this egg and chicken. So whatever we name it, it will be happening like this. Okay, this concept is very important to keep in mind when we are going to do the React Redux. Very important. So that is there, and it will be done like this. So this is done like this. Now this is how the combined reducer works. Okay, nothing else is here. So that is done. Now we are going to do what? Now we are going to do something known as a middleware. So what are middlewares? So middlewares are something which adds functionality to a Redux project. Okay, so there are a lot of different kind of middlewares. So like there is a thunk middleware, which is very important and very important interview question also. thunk middleware, because in production project everybody uses thunk middleware. So whenever you do API call directly you do with React, it is okay, means you can do with the fetch API and something. But when you do API call with your what, with your Redux is also used to do API call. There is central location. A lot of people in a lot of big production projects, the API call will always be done with Redux. At a central location, the API call will be done with Redux, and then we'll get the data and pass it to different places. So this is a very common functionality in big projects. Okay, so that is there. So we are going to, for that we have to learn the thunk middleware. But before learning the thunk middleware, let's learn a simple middleware which is known as the logger, which is known as Redux Logger. Okay, Redux Logger. So if we go here, it is like Redux Logger is like this, and Redux Logger, I'll come here, and yeah, so it is like this. It is very much weekly download and all. You have to again install a package npm Redux Logger. So I will do it, and maybe I will install it here itself, npm Redux Logger. So what it does, it gives us much better logging facility. See, we are getting some log by default here, but with console log. But without console log also, we'll get some very good logging facilities. Okay, so for that, what we need to do, we have to add this Redux Logger. We've just installed it, install the package. So we have to add this. Okay, so we'll come here and we'll do a const Redux Logger equal to require Redux Logger like this. And then we have to have something like apply middleware, const apply middleware equal to redux.apply middleware, and const logger equal to redux logger.create logger. So this is how you use the Redux Logger. So that is there, and now we have to come down, and here what we need to do here, after this root reducer, we'll have to have another thing known as apply middleware, and this is like logger, apply middleware and logger, and then this const subscribe is there, and then after this, actually I don't need this console log, so I will going to remove it, because we are going to get this feature from the logger. So I'll make it empty, and so I'll make it empty. Initial state I do need, so I'll save it. Now I will go here and run it again. Okay, not this node index of this. See, now see this thing and this thing. This was coming because this update state console log was there, but now see this thing is coming from the Redux Logger. A very good way to show it. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, so this is like this, initial state is coming. Okay, then what it is showing, that there is an action of buy egg as 2058, my local time 2058 10 606. It's a nanosecond, and at that time the previous state is like this. Okay, again all this, then the action, then one action came, then the next state become like this, then again something was passed, then some previous state is this, then the action, and then the next state again, some previous state is there, action, and next state. So this is like this is how it all works. Okay, so this is how it will say. And we have something else also, Redux Dev Tool, known as Redux Dev Tool, which is even more powerful than this. It has got a nice GUI thing. When we are going to do a React Redux project, I'm going to tell that. Okay, so that I'm going to tell at that time. Okay, so this is a small middleware, but the main middleware is the async action middleware, which is like the Redux Thunk. So we're going to learn about the Redux Thunk now. And Redux Thunk, you might think, okay, it is even used to do the API call only. But as I've told earlier, in big production project, the API call is always done through Redux, not like from any component it will be done. Okay, so see, I've been in the industry for the past 16 years. It's only past 6 months I am a full-time trainer. So I know all these things. I have worked in very, very big projects. Okay, like the Uber class big projects I have worked. So that is there. So I know all these things, what happens in the industry and all. So take whatever see. Okay, so that is there, and now we are going to create another project, another file, like it will be sync actions.js. Now we are going to do the API call with this. Okay, so API call we are going to do with this. So again, we are going to have a const initial state equal to like this, and loading so is false. So generally what happens in any project, when we do the API call, you can show a spinner. API call generally take 1 to 2 seconds, and sometimes it takes more than that. So at that time, you can show a good spinner, like loading is initially false, but for that 1 or 2 seconds, you can show a spinner or some text like loading. You might have seen it in a lot of websites and all. So when something is slow, it shows that thing. So that thing comes from programming. Okay, users, and then error equal to like this will be there, and then const fetch users request equal to fetch user request, and const fetch user success is equal to fetch user success, and const fetch users failures is equal to fetch users failure. We are going to have. Okay, so this is there. Now again we are going to create the action creator section. It is we are going to have. So let us do that. So we are going to have 3 action creators here, and we are going to have something one more. I'm going to tell it later on. So const fetch users request equal to like this, and then I'll have a return type is fetch users request. Then I'll have this const fetch users success equal to users, so like this, and return. Okay, so this return is there, and type is fetch user success, and what it is, okay, type is fetch user success, and payload. There is a concept of payload which I am soon going to say what is the payload, and payload is also keyword. See, all of these are keywords, like type is the keyword, payload is also keyword. In payload you can pass the data. In API call you always get the data back. You do get API call, you will get the data back. So that data, that is what data, so that will be there. Okay, then after that I will have const fetch users failure equal to error, like, and this return users failure, and payload is error. Okay, payload is error. Now let's save it, and now we'll have the reducer. Okay, now we'll have the reducer. Const reducer equal to state initial external action is there. Okay, that is there. And now I will have 3 things. Okay, so one is like this fetch users request, which will be state, and loading will be true, and the second will be loading will false. I want to have all the 3 states. Okay, and I will have the error also equal to this, and here also I will have this in the failure. Okay, I will have the users like this. So what I'm having it here. So in the case of first time, so we're going to soon going to see the complete picture. Complete picture very important to see. Fetch users request. When a fetch users request is coming, I'm having whatever the state is coming. Loading is true. I'm doing, because loading is initially false. So this will be done when the API call is been made. Now the API call generally have two results. Either will get the data or will not get the data because some error is there. So if you get the data, then the fetch users success will run. And here I have to make the loading first. And users is action.payload. Whatever I get the data back, I am putting it in the action.payload, and error I am doing it like this. Then fetch, okay, then fetch users, comma is there. Fetch users failure. In the case of failure, so either this will run or this will run. Loading I'm making false again, and users I'm making this an empty array because I have not got any data, and error is action.payload because I got some error. Now how we'll get this thing, how I will get all this error and all, we're going to see this thing. And now again we are going to do the Redux thing, and let us do the Redux. So const Redux equal to require Redux, and const create store equal to Redux dot create a store like this, and then we'll come here and const store equal to create a store reducer, again like that. But okay, so before moving forward, we are going to have two things here. So we need to have the Axios and Redux thunk here to work properly. So Redux thunk is required. Again, Redux thunk is a middleware. To do a API call, we need a middleware known as Redux thunk. Without it, the API call cannot be done in your Redux project. Why it cannot be done? Because what happens here, see, when the action created to the reducer goes through an API call, it takes around 1 or 2 seconds, but it passes very fast. So middleware always sits here, sits in the middle. So whenever an action created for API call has been done, it starts off, stop it, and then it goes to the reducer. So Redux thunk is always required to do that API call. Okay, so I will come here and I have to install this thing. Okay, so I'll do npmi Axios and Redux thunk. Axios and Redux thunk I'm going to do, and both of them is installed. Now we have to use it. Okay, we have to use it. So we'll go here and const apply middleware equal to redux.apply middleware const thunk middleware equal to require redux thunk dot default. This you have to use like this, and const Axios equal to require Axios. See, this const things I'm taking. When you work on a Node.js project, you have to use something like this. It is not a pure, very big Node.js project, but you have to use it like this. Okay, you cannot use it like import statement like in React. Okay, you have to use it like this. So that is there, and then I am here, and 1 sec. Okay, so we are going to apply the middleware here, create a store reducer, comma, apply middleware is like thunk middleware I'm going to do, and save it. So this thunk middleware will be done. Now what we are going to do, so we have to again do this store dot subscribe will be like this, and console dot log store dot get state like this is there, and then store dot dispatch is like I'm going to do a store dot dispatch is fetch users. Actually, I'm going to create a new function. So as I told, a lot of things will be shown right now. This fetch users, that was not, I'm going to have one more function which is actually going to call all the other functions. So this fetch users I'm done doing. So I'll go here and I'll do write const fetch users equal to like this, and here I have to first thing we have to do is the return function dispatch I have to do. Okay, dispatch I have to do, and then dispatch. See now what is happening. Dispatch fetch users request I'm doing. So what is this fetch users request? So when I do this all in React, in Redux, what happened, everything you have to do with fetch only, dispatch only. Okay, fetch users request I'm going to do. I'll go here, fetch users request. So this is actually the parent function kind of thing which is holding everything. So when I'm starting this thing, I'm running this fetch users request. So fetch users request will go here, and as I've told, this is connected to the reducer, so it will go to the reducer and fetch users request, and it will take whatever state is there, it will do that and make the loading is true. Okay, so that is done. Then immediately after this, I am doing a axios.get, doing the API call to the users endpoint, and users endpoint I'm doing, and the response I'm getting mapping through it users dot maybe the name I will do user dot name is the thing, And then what I'm doing here, user.name, I'm getting an array of string like this. Okay, so this endpoint is there, this endpoint I'm hitting. Those who knows, I always hit generally this endpoint or the post endpoint. So this endpoint I'm hitting, and dot name I'm taking, and actually dot name I'm taking, I'm creating array of strings. Then after that, the fetch users or success users is there, so I will get some data. And see, then only execute when some it is the data is successfully, we are going to got the data successfully. Then the data which I've got and I stored it here, I'm passing it to fetch user success. Fetch user success, I'm passing the data. Data is actually a array of a string. Data is actually a array of a string. So array of a string is there, array of a string of name, and then that payload will, users will come to this payload. Okay, so this payload will come, then it will again call this switch, this reducer it will call, and it will come here to the second case, and it will make the loading is false, loading is true right now because of the previous thing. And then it will make this users is action.payload. Action.payload is what? So this users is actually different. Action.payload it is doing means it will whatever the payload is coming, and then it will be done. And in the case of error, this will run. So right now it will know it is no error, it will run exactly perfectly. So just we need to do this node sync like this, async.js maybe, and see what is happening. First time this is run, loading is true and all, loading is true and all. As I've told, this one is running. Because of this loading is true, this is coming. Then the second time loading is false, and I have a users which is like this, all the users are coming back from there, which as I've told, it's a array of a string because I'm changing it to array of a string here. So this is what I will, and error is 0. So this is how it works. So suppose, but how the error will run? So for to see the error running, I will make it a bit wrong. I made it a bit, the endpoint I have made wrong. So I'll go here and I'll run it. So again, see, it takes 1 second actually. And now the users is this, and request failed with status 204. So again, it will go here, but this time it will call this failure. Failure it will call, and this will go here. Users, it will make this as empty string, empty array, and error is action.payload, which is actually a string. Whatever error I'm getting, request failure status 404 because it means it didn't find it. So this is like this, and let me make it right, and that is how it works. Okay, so this actually this with the Redux it is done. So now what we are going to do, we are going to do this project with React, the main thing. So this is not how mainly it is, it was only to teach you all people how it is done. So now the main thing is like using it with the React project. So let us do that. And for that I have to create a, I'll come one step down, and I will create a React app and text here React Redux demo like this. Good. So again, it will take some time. See, again, the same, the thing is that not much things say changes. Copy image. Okay, see this was the aim, this was the thing which was there. If you will see the React thing, it's like the React app base has been done, everything else is same, like dispatch, reducer, subscribe, everything else will be same, nothing else will be different. But this is the real thing, this is how it will be used in the real world, and everything will have Redux. See, React, sometimes it seems it's very easy with the concept of a state and your lifecycle matrix and all, it's very small. But after that you have to learn Redux also, you have to learn React router also. So those things you have to learn. So those things are not that much easy. Okay, but you have to learn those things. Then only you become a React.js developer. Then only people are paid that much for that reason only. So that is there. So now it is very fast. So that is good. So I'll open this project like this. Redux demo. I'll open, and let me do a npm start, and oh, sorry, I actually forgot to open it with VS Code, because or else how we will work. Okay. Okay. Actually, let me make it, take it here, because we need this thing. Right? We need this thing because I'm going to show the similarities. I'm going to show the similarities. Okay. So let it be like this, and let it be like this. and okay, and this has been shown. I don't want it to be that much big. It's okay, but now it's a React app, so I will definitely have a UI. So let it be this much. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. And what we are going to have here. So Redux always have some pattern. Redux always have some pattern. You have to have some pattern in Redux. So what is going to have here in SRC? I'm going to have a first thing is that okay, I have to install something more also. So let's install those things. But since my terminal is already occupied, I will open the integrated terminal and install it by npmi Redux. So Redux I have to install, but there is another library known as React React Redux. It's a library which connects React with Redux. It is very important to have both of these things. So I'm going to install both of these things now. Okay. So now I'm going to create a component. Okay, here in the SRC, I'm going to create a components like this, and it is like a container. So we are going to have again the same thing, a container, and right now it is like a RAFCE, and we'll soon come back here, but let us have something right now. Okay, div and h2 number of x, and button is a egg. This is there. So this will be the see React always have this components and all. So that's why all the files will be different. Okay, so we are going to have this thing. So maybe from one component we are going to give that thing, and one component getting the data back, the state. So it is like dispatching the action creator and also changing the state and getting back the data. So we're going to see those things in a very nice way. So this container is there. Now in Redux, as I told, there are a lot of different ways to filter Redux things. So whenever you go to some project, you're going to see that, okay, so this is one of the method to do a Redux, and this is some other method. There is a pattern, means the way we create the folders, that is also very important. So that is there. So I will go to, we are going to do a project also after this. You're going to see that pattern also there, means is there. So I will have this header now removed, and instead of this header I will have this egg container like this, and then let me remove this thing and save it. And okay, it's not showing because I have to do, oh, npm start is not done. npm start, okay, npm start is done, and I'm going to see like this, but this is not the main thing. So as I've told, we are going to have all those concepts like this action creator, reducer, all those concepts, store, we are going to have. But in a React Redux app, it has been done in a different way. So everything has a different file. So I'm going to come here in the SRC, I'm going to go, and SRC, I'm going to create a folder known as Redux, and inside that folder, I'm going to create another folder known as egg. I have everything related to egg here. So I will have a new file, egg actions.js. Then I will have this egg types.js. Then I will, okay, first let me make these two things because I'll have a reducer and all also. So let me must make these two things. So this egg action, you're going to see how is this egg action. Okay, where is my other one? Okay, see, I'll come here, and maybe I'll comment this out. Okay, this is also becoming small. No, I don't want it to be small. So okay, we'll go to this egg one. So I have this like this function is there. So we'll have this function here again, and we can make it as an arrow function, and like this first thing. Okay, let me do this thing, const by x. So I'm going to do this egg type const by, but since it's a different file, I want to use it in a different file. I will do a export. I'll do export. Now I'll come to this egg action. I have to create this action. So instead of creating a normal function, let's create an arrow function. It doesn't matter, you can do anything, but it is always better to create an arrow function. But first thing is that this act type I have to import. Since it was in the same file, so I was using. And one thing you might be asking, why I'm using it like this, like string thing. This is a like industry standard, everybody uses it like this. Okay, so import by act from act types and export const by act equal to like this and return. So same thing, but there we were not using this info, so I'm not going to use that thing. Okay, so report is this there. Now we need to do the reducer. Okay, reducer we are going to do. So let us make the reducer. So again, inside this only, I'm going to have a add reducer dot js. I'm going to have, and here again the first thing is that this types I have to save. So this types I have to copy, and this then I'll have some here. Every file will be different. Okay, so const initial state equal to like this, and num of, okay, it is not like num of x, same thing, is equal to 100. So same thing I will have, so like this. But I have this here, the combined reducer thing. Here also we'll have the combined reducer thing from the day one, like this. So now after this I will take this thing, because it will same thing, it will be there. Const act reducer is like state, and initial like state is not there, so initial state I will take, and action will be there. Action will by against like this number nums of num segments, exactly the same thing. And again it's a different file, so I have to export it. Export default act reducer, save it. Now I have done this. Okay, so now we are going to, now the time is for the store. So store was also here in the same file, but we are going to have this in the different file, and we are going to have a common store. Soon we are going to sell chicken also, so we are going to have a common store. So in this Redux, I'll come and I'll do a store dot as will do, and again here import create store from Redux is there, import add reducer from add reducer, I'm doing it, and then const store. So think of this when we are having that only the add thing when we are doing in this Redux problem. So it is like this. Okay, what I'm doing. Okay. Const store equal to create a store and reducer, and we have to export this store also. Export default store, export default store, save it. Now we'll go to this app.js. Okay, app.js will go. See here, one thing is a bit different. Okay, one thing is a bit different. What is a bit different here? So here the thing is that here we have some concept of a provider. So provider we have to add in the main file, means the starting file, which is mostly the app.js. Okay, index nobody uses in index.js, everybody uses it in app.js. Okay, so this app.js is there. So here we have to come here and we have to do a provider, and provider from React Redux. It is not from Redux. Provider from React Redux comes. Okay, and I have to wrap these things. Okay, so it's always better. Okay, I've done it in the wrong place. Provider, I will do it here. Provider, and provider will wrap this act container, and so a bit of different concept is there, I know, and I have to in this I have to pass the store, because In fact, React is totally different concept. Okay, so this store, I have to do this store. What is this store? This store is this the Redux store which I have just saved. This store. So I have to wrap it with this provider with this Redux store. Okay, so I will give the attendance. Okay, so that is there, and then after this, I will come here and in this Redux, I'll come and index.ks I'll do, and here I'll do export. This index is actually required. Index is actually required to have it in a easier way. Okay, no. Index is from index dot and again actions. Okay, like this I have to do. Save it, and then the main thing, all the things have been set up. Okay, all the things have been set up. Now what do we need to do? We need to go to the add container. Okay, add container we need to go, and here we have a bit of a different logic. Okay, so to do all these things, I'm going to explain it today, and I'm going to explain it in the next class also, because this is a bit of difficult logic. So the first thing is that how to have this thing. Like here it was very easy. I did the dispatch and all these things, but here it's a bit different thing. There are two things are there. There is a first thing is that there is a connect function is there. So import connect React Redux. Okay, give the attendance found. Okay, so this is there, and so what we need to do here, first is that there is a connect things that, as I have told, we have to do this, and we have to change this to a higher order component. There was a very complicated logic in React 3-4 years back. It is actually still there. It is not gone anywhere, in which you can change a function to a higher order function by adding some functionality to it. So all this third-party library like Redux and React Redux, React Router, they used to use this thing a lot, and there is a newer way in Redux, which I'm going to tell in the next class, which is very good way, which you're going to see. But this way also you should know that is very new, only 1 year back, and in most of the project the older way will be there. So here what we have to do in the connect, I have to do a map state to props. This is again a keyword. You can take it differently, but mostly you should take it like this. So map state to props and map dispatch to props. Map dispatch to props will be there. So these two things will be there: map state to props and map dispatch to props. These two things. Now what is this map state to prop? Map state to props is used to get the state. Map dispatch to props is used to dispatch the dispatch action creator. It is used to dispatch the action creator. So now we are going to have both of these things. So now first thing is that const map state to props equal to state. So this is the global state which I am getting from the store. This is a global state. Then here I'm going to have, and then return nums of x equal to state of nums. Actually this nums of x is a local state, local props here. You're going to see state dot not x, it is state dot nums of x only. This state dot nums of x will give me access to this 100 value, whatever is there. So with this I will also prepare. Okay, so how to use this thing here? Okay, so this thing, there is a bit different concept, which is like a props will come. So this is not a React props, this is a Redux prop. So this thing only we are calling as a props. This is a bit weird thing. I'm going to explain it again tomorrow. So this nums of x is there, and then I'm going to have like this props dot nums of x, props dot nums of x. But this nums of x is this one, this local state, and this state dot nums of x, actually I could have named it something different. X also I could have named, but it's okay. State of nums of x is this from the store, from the reducer what we are getting. So if I do this, I will save it, and if my system is like connected, you know, map dispatch to, okay, map dispatch props I have not run. So let me do that quickly. Const map dispatch to props equal to, okay, let us complete the code. Dispatch, and then this return is there, and then by egg is like dispatch. I'm not going to do it like this. Dispatch of by egg is there. By egg, this by egg is I can directly do it from here. That is the reason I created the index dot redux. I can do save it. Okay, now it is coming. Now something is not working, and button on click equal to props dot by. Okay, something is not coming, and it's okay. And we are going to see, it is good it is not coming, because as I told, it's a bit complicated topic. We are going to see this tomorrow, and maybe I have done some spell mistake somewhere. Okay, I'll see this thing, and we're going to see this tomorrow. Anyways, I have to tell this again tomorrow. This is quite early, so we are going to meet tomorrow, and we are going to complete a lot of things. Means Redux thing will be complete. Then only we are going to go to the next topic. And hope you all have filled the attendance form. Hope you all like what I'm doing here. We're soon going to have more trainings, live trainings like this, certificate trainings like this, and all these things will be there. And please do like and subscribe if you're not done it yet. And thank you all. Bye.